We're going to start today's warm-up by acknowledging that I screwed up this shot and it is super dark and I couldn't seem to fix it. But it is what it is. The rest of the video is fine after the warm-up. Start the warm-up with internal and external rotations with the skinny band. If you don't have the skinny band, you can use a textbook like I did in a previous video, or half slack on a thicker band. Once you get through all of your internal and external rotations while focusing on keeping that elbow to the side, we're going to move into overhead circles. We're going to go 15 in each direction and then 10 back and forth, followed by a 10-second stretch in that position. So this overhead position, when you're holding that stretch, it's really going to wrench open some of your serratus, pec minor, and pec muscles. Moving on from the overhead, the next one's going to be to the side. That one you really want to focus on keeping your shoulder blade in place. If it is not down and back, you are going to get some banging around in that glenohumeral joint, which can cause some pinching and some pain. So be really aware of this as you go through the movement, and only use a range of motion that you're comfortable with. Remember, this is just a warm-up. This shouldn't be painful in any way. It should just, if anything, make your shoulders feel better. The first time through, some of these might feel a little bit weird and like you got some sticking points, but when you go through the second round, everything should feel nice and smooth. On these ones where your arm is down, you might have to step a little bit further away from the doorknob because there's bigger muscles supporting it, so you need a little bit more tension. From there, we'll move on to better lighting and our first superset of exercises. We're going to be doing pec minor dips and a band resisted Tricep press. The pec minor dips we've done in multiple videos now. Really just focus on the squeeze, and it's going to get lower chest, and obviously the pec minor really worked. And then we're going to move into this Tricep press. If you don't have the band, you can obviously just use more books and put yourself on an incline like we have in the past. If you do have the band, that adds good resistance component to it. Just hook it under your palms and squeeze the crap out of it onto the book for all of your reps. Then we'll move on to what is quickly becoming the staple chest exercise for me at these at-home workouts is a decline push-up. We're going to do band resisted. Work your way up until you hit a final set of 8. That was my set. I would not have gotten another rep. And then we're just going to go through a drop set. At this point, I've probably done 5 or 6 sets to get here. So I'm pretty pooped out, and my rep numbers just go down and down. And then I'm pretty sure I only get to do 3 reps at body weight, which is tough. But just to be very thoroughly worked out at this point. And then we'll move on to our final exercise, which is going to be for the isolation. And we're going to do a incline band fly, get a light resistance band, wrap it around the elbows, and then a secondary light resistance band and go around the wrist. I found that this was the best setup to get the best contraction in my upper chest. However, you can do this with just one thicker band down by the waist and around your wrists. Then for the last set, we're going to do the same exact thing, except we're going to turn it into a mechanical drop set by first going upper pec, then going straight across the chest for mid chest or mid pec, and then using a thicker band and going on a decline for the lower pec. And that will finish out the chest portion of this workout. To deload the chest, like I always like to do, we're going to go into a band break apart and rear delt fly. So we're going to go 5 full reps and then protract the shoulders and just use rear delts for an additional 15 reps. This will be the first time doing an overhead press since the gym closed, and it certainly hurt me in a special kind of way. So work up again to the most resistance you can get. If you don't have a lot of bands, you can obviously add book bag resistance to your band as needed, and then slow down your eccentrics to make it more difficult. Then the last set, going for a drop set. And each of these drops is just going to be maximum reps. And you can see I'm not quite finishing those reps. And then on your very last drop, after you get to your maximum set, which is somewhere around 6 or 8 reps for me. You then just do a couple little partials and call it good. Moving into the next workout is to isolate the side delt or mid delt. We're going to do some lateral raises with the book bag. I really like having it around my wrist instead of in my hand. I just get a significantly better isolation on the deltoid when I do it this way. But you want to go through the 6 reps here. I believe I have 3 textbooks in this bag, by the way. Go through all these reps and then grab the lightest band you have, go underneath and just hold this ISO for as long as you can. I definitely counted all the way up to 30, but it only ends up being 20 seconds in actuality because time passes so much faster. Slower, faster, something like that when you're in pain. And then once you finish that ISO hold, just crank out another 12 partial reps to really dig into the deltoid. With the shoulder portion of the workout completed, we'll move into triceps with a tricep press down, elbow slightly behind you to activate all 3 heads of the triceps evenly. This is going to be a great base workout, so we can move into the overhead tricep extension, which is going to work from the greatest stretch across the tricep. Hold it for 2 seconds per rep, and then extend up. This will be a killer last 3 sets of the workout, and then you'll be done for the day.